price at other places.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's true. All right, so we're here with Devin. And Devin, I know that this is one of your most favorite plants ever,
Yeah,
the
it really
Itoh Peony. And this is a special, really almost a love story of a man, Mr. Itoh, and his love and obsession for creating the perfect peony.
Yeah, well, and it's because so many of us absolutely adore the garden peonies. It's one of the best times of the year. You know, spring is finally starting to get warm when the peonies are budding up, but for many of us, we have that experience where we wake up one day and find that our garden peonies have totally flopped over onto the ground.
It's just when they've gotten beautiful.
Exactly.
The flower heads are so big, which makes them heavy. You're ready to enjoy them, and then there's a rain, and they're all on the ground.
And then they get covered in ants, and so you can't even cut them and bring them inside. So it's
true.
like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Itoh, he set out his entire life to solve that problem, and what he did was he took that traditional garden peony, he crossed it with the rare Japanese tree peony, and he created these beautiful Itoh peonies that have those large 8 to 10 inch fragrant fluffy peony flowers, but they are grown on woody stems that never flop, never need to be staked, and will always stand up to any sort of spring weather.
So this really is like in the peony world having your cake and eating it too.
Absolutely.
You get the best flowers, but you get a strong peony. Now when you order, you're going to order by color. The yellow, which is the Bartzella, only 400 remaining of that yellow. We also have it in this beautiful pink.
Yes, there you can see my wife at our garden here in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and you can see the flowers are about as big as her head. We have these all over our garden. They're perfect in like a part sun to full sun situation, and here you can see, Sandra, guess how many flowers these can produce when they're in their maximum, by their third or fourth season?
Like a ton, right? Like 100 or something.
Well, up to about 50.
Oh.
But the 50 flowers that are 8 to 10, you're thinking the Gerber daisies.
I am thinking the Gerber daisies, but here's the thing. That's actually an enormous amount for flowers that are so
Exactly,
huge.
exactly. And that's what's so special about these.
There
you can
color
see
choices.
all 3 colors. Now,
yellow, pink, and red.
Yes, and we have such an incredible value today. I recommend getting all 3 colors if you can, or get 3 of each color, because this is what we're actually shipping out to you guys.
And by the way, the red is more limited now, only 700 left, for that's for the entire season. Now, that's, as Devin mentioned, what's getting shipped out. I want you to think about what it would cost for you to ship this to someone. We're shipping it to you for free. That is a gallon pot, the largest pot that we send out. You've already set us up for success.
We have, because we've been growing these for the last 2 years, so that when you have receive them at home, you get them planted, they'll flower for you that very first season. Now, Sandra, you see right here, if we can get in close, take a look at what I'm showing you guys. You see this woody base right here? This is the Itoh peony difference. This is why these Itoh peonies can hold up to that spring weather, why they never need to be staked, why you don't have to put a cage around them, and why they're always going to stand upright, because they have a woody base. And that's thanks to the tree peony parentage that these plants have.
If you want this idea of the lush kind of bush, the shrub peony, in my mind, this is like the only peony almost to do, because why go through all the trouble, the hassle of growing peonies only to have them flop down on you? And that's what Mr. Itoh in Japan thought, and he worked for a long time to create the perfect peony. Now, if you want the yellow, there's only 350 remaining, and it is the most popular. We're probably going to sell out of the yellow in this show, so do not wait. What is it about the yellow that has everyone captivated?
Well, what everyone loves about the yellow is that they've never seen a yellow peony before, because garden peony, there's no such thing as a yellow garden peony, and that's why people love the yellow. And like you were saying, this is all that we have for this season, because what we're shipping to you guys are 3-year-old plants. We can't just go produce more 3-year-old plants.
They're not like producing these in some factory where you can say, can you make 3,000 more by April? No, they started planting these 3 years ago. And there's beautiful Sam, your wife, and this is at your house here in Pennsylvania.
Yes, and you know, Sandra, these are very winter hardy plants, hardy down to around negative 20, 25 degrees Fahrenheit.
Which is why they can grow even in places like your nurseries in Litchfield, Michigan.
Exactly. And so these plants can easily live 50, 80, 100 years or more. Wow. But I want to mention that these peonies do not require a freeze. which is an important thing to note because garden peonies actually require freezing temperatures for a number of weeks in order to create flowers. So if you live in places like northern Florida or Texas or California, you can't grow garden peonies, but you can grow these.
Oh, this is huge. This because here
huge.
in Pennsylvania, there's some plants that people grow in the South that I'm always like, I wish I could grow that, but I just can't. It gets too cold. So if you have the inverse of that, you've been living in a warmer climate saying, I would love to grow a peony, now you can. So basically anyone in the continental United States basically can grow this Itoh peony.
Exactly, so if you were a snowbird, you used to live in the Midwest and you retired down to Florida, you can grow peonies again. Now, I do want to just show you guys, this is what we're shipping out to you. We're not shipping you guys these rhizomes, which are kind of complicated to get planted, take 3 years to produce flowers. We've done the waiting. You get this planted. This is going to grow into a plant that looks like this size. This is about a 3-year-old plant. They get about 3 feet tall and wide, so that it's a perfect plant to put along foundations of homes, to put in your mixed borders. If you can, consider getting all 3 colors while we still have them available. By the end of spring, they will definitely be sold out.
Well, and even when they're not in bloom, it is such an attractive plant. It really creates a nice foundation for your garden beds and gives, if you want to plant this behind some lower plants, gives that garden bed even in like July and August like a nice shape because the plant itself is so pretty. All right, over 400 have been ordered. We are getting very, very limited. We have 100 in the yellow. We have 150 in the yellow, and then it's completely sold out for the season. Here's our red and here's our pink. And one of the best things, I was going to say the best thing, but there's so many best things about shopping with Roberta's. One of the best things is that you can always shop with confidence.
Absolutely. We're going to make your gardening experience as good as possible by assuring your satisfaction for perennials like these Itoh peonies for 1 year, and then annuals and tropicals for 90 days from the time of shipment. So if you don't have your expectations met, just give us a call.
Okay, I want to let you know something that's new this season, and everybody is excited. This